Uh, Give me a minute. I'm still sick. Yeah, my Bluetooth headphones are a little bit more comfortable. We are. I played a little bit before stream so I can get the thumbnail. Since I've now figured out where screenshots are stored on my computer, I use it to make thumbnails. Learning something new every day. Um, since I started this journey of content creation, like every day I'm learning something. Like today, when the power went out, I learned to save your work as you go when you're editing. Because losing 4 hours of work after spending 2 to 3 hours watching videos on how to edit with the editing software I got, oh, that was so disheartening. It was awful. Ugh. And those that were here last night when we were talking about the Cinder situation, I had to cut it short because my friend does a show on YouTube, which I'm part of the panel. And he kind of gave me half hour's notification that he was going to do it. And I was like, oh shit, I have to shut my screen down so I can be part of that panel. And kind of reminded him that, hey, I'm streaming. You need to give me a little bit of it. So I won't have to shut my stream down and cut things short. But when I get somebody in chat, we'll go over the Cinder situation. But right now, I want to chill out a little bit because the frustration of losing all that work is not something is easy for me to get over. Granted, I wasn't done. It was probably going to take me a total of 8 hours to edit that video because there's so much footage and I have to constantly rethink about how I want to present things and to pull it off of YouTube and all that. It's a lot. It's a lot. But uh, we we're going to explore the ancient city. As it loads up here, please be patient. My computer is not exactly the fastest, and I don't really know how other Minecraft creators do their videos. I don't know if they stream them like I'm doing it right now, and then editing them to their Minecraft movies, quote unquote, or do they play it without streaming and comment while they're going on, or they just play, then make commentary. I like one of those things I just don't know. Eventually, hopefully, I'll learn. I may start reaching out to other Minecraft people and getting some tips. like how to like the replay mod. I really want to use the replay mod because it's a great thing to use, especially if you're doing like mining and stuff like that, or all that stuff. But I think I don't. One of the problems is that like the replay mod I use apparently doesn't work on 1.20. If you try to use it, it shuts it down. I mean, I may have to switch to Fabric because Forge and Fabric are the two main apps for mods. But ah, uh, yeah, I traveled down here for my thumbnail. As if you can recall, I got rid of the skull here. Definitely gonna do that. Came up here to take a thumbnail. I thought it'd be kind of cool, and go from there. All right, this is where we entered at. Those who don't remember, okay, we're in this one. This didn't have very much skulk in it. That's why I made the determination just use world edit to get rid of it. We're going to do the whole sneaking thing like at this one here, because look at all the skulk there. That's going to be more of a challenge. This one, no, I don't know. Maybe not, but we'll see when we get there. But I'm gonna go through here. We're gonna look at the chest and ores and all that stuff, and we go from there. Usually I come down here with what's an albright. Here we are. That should be a little bit better for y'all to see. All right. Okay, it's like you can see all the ores and stuff. Yeah, with albright, I don't usually if I'm gonna do explore an ancient city, I will go around, place some torches and all that stuff. And using albright, no, it's cheatish. At the same token, uh, for streaming and such is a good. So you all can see. That is my main concern. I mean, look at the ores up there. And this is the update where, like, if you find a lot of diamonds, if they're fully exposed to the air, it's not going to be that big of a vein. But yeah, I did that on purpose because I don't need to be falling, and I will. And the whole point of me getting rid of the skull, other than just, but is to kind of like I don't. There's people who have like manually gone through with a hoe and clear all this out, but same token is that you don't really. It's next to impossible to clear out all the skulk and the shriekers and all that stuff. I mean, you have to. It's a long time to do all that. Yeah, I turned the slide lights or drips, the pointed drips though, into sea lamp. So a light source make it easier. And I use I love Let's get this wrong. I don't know. Well, maybe I do. And that's oh, it should all just yep, all right there. Make sure no. But you kind of get the full scope of how large this thing is. With the sculpt there, you really don't get the sense of how massive an ancient city is. The tower over. And like I said, the main reason to come for me to do this was to get swift. Not as much as for sneaking through the ancient city, but more along the lines of but for another, swift sneak is essential trying to bridge across lava and that kind of stuff. Because the rapid pace will help you, avoid gas. Yeah, that was good. Keep on looking. And I was listening to some live music, specifically when they love that because it's just a silly thing. And that's kind of how when my mood hits, I will listen to Vtuber songs, specifically like Gura, I mean Gura Kali and Yara. Kind of puts a smile on my face. Oh, here. Right of it. Okay. Whoosh. Sorry. We got the person vanishing. Switch them to person. And another reason to separate using separate backpacks for everything. When we get done here, we can see our haul boards. Still got some good goodies. Wood, dripstone. It just makes it easier to get around, to get rid of the water. And yeah, I can use world edit to remove it, but no. Part of this is kind of like looking around. Right there, I didn't notice that. I mean, it's like getting rid of the dripstone. I could do that, but it kind of ruins the effect. I used to be a big fan of lodestone before waypoints. I mean, it never understood to me why more people didn't use them. Was it really effective? Man, this is not. Yeah, efficiency 4 in here. Just got to keep a slight eye on our map to kind of let us know, like, if I do this right now, hey, look, there's creepers and all that stuff right there. That's not good. But if I go down, it says that there's some probably up in that cave. Sort of keep an eye on where a most likely place to be attacked by a mob. probably should use. Mhm. Okay. But just maybe there will be guidance. Protection free and unbreakable. I mean, if you watch this, let me know who's you watch a Minecraft YouTuber. Kind of let me know who you like. You know, maybe like Forge Lab, Legion B. They all there's everybody has a certain style type of content they do in Minecraft. Not everybody's the same. Maybe this format is the same with 100 days, which I probably never will. When I decided to do this, I decided I have to do something that was a little different from everybody else. I mean, everybody's hardcore, straight up normal Minecraft, that kind of stuff. But why do what everybody else is doing? And I looked around and said, you know what? No one's posting videos straight up to saying, hey, you know what? I'm cheating. So dare to be different. And the way I look at it, it's kind of like how VTubers are. I mean, both things are saturated. So you have to look at the field in play. Oops, there's a mine shaft. Didn't notice that. But there's no one sitting there just straight up saying, "Hey, I'm cheating," and this is how I'm going to tell you how I do it, and why, and what is that my ethics in doing it this way. And I was like, you know what? There we go. It would make me stand out. I don't know if people want to watch it, but at least it'll make me stand out. And I think that's the same thing with any type of content creation, whether it be gaming, commentary, or VTubers. You got to figure out what makes you gonna make you stand out. What separates you from all the pack. And I kind of think a lot of the drama involved in VTube is people think, or VTubers think, that somebody wants to copy or wants to destroy the career, sort of like the whole Cinder situation. And I think a lot of misunderstandings happening that way. And I think that's true within every community, where someone may make what they think is an innocent comment. All of a sudden, there's a Google Doc about you. Like, what the fuck that's that? And if you were so hurt by it, why didn't you just come talk to me? You know, I mean, but that's true in real life too, and that in what I call the real world, the world off date, where you can literally say something as a passing comment, all of a sudden you're being called all these names behind your back. You eventually find out about it. You approach people that what the fuck are you saying? How dare you say that about all that stuff? That's why I have a hard time taking people commentary community very seriously because I don't think any of those people would say those things to people's faces. Okay. So, but it's very easier to be. It's very easy to be tough on the internet because you don't think there's going to be any ramification. You don't think people are going to come up and find out where you live and all that shit and go, hey, you want to say it to my face now? I mean, it's very easy to be internet tough. You know what I'm saying? That's this one right here. Push this up. That in there. Boom. Push two stacks of diamonds. Yeah, here. Okay. Let's try two. Who want? I don't get it. Why? Who would want that? I could see it on like a multi-op server, but who would really want? I'm gonna need that. There, but like I was saying, it's very easy to be tough on the internet. You know? It's because no people think there's a no way anybody's gonna find out who they are, where they live, so on and so forth. And you hear stories about people being attacked. I mean, I think recently there was a content creator that was shot and killed in Las Vegas over, you know, someone who filed a copyright strike against another content creator. So he shot him. I'm like, okay, that's a little extreme. Let's switch. But just because it's the internet doesn't mean that it's very easy to find out who you are. I've done it. I got people who can tell you I helped them find someone who hacked them. If I have your IP, I can find you. I can literally find your city, street, the name of your mom and dad, all that. It's not that fucking hard. I mean, somebody's saying, someone right now is going, oh, he's threatening. Oh, I'm just telling you simple fact of life. It's not that hard to do. Figure out who someone is on the internet. That's why IPs are made. I use a VPN, so don't think I know how to get around that too. It goes back to understanding cybersecurity. There's a way to find out. So I mean that's the reason why VTubers are very cautious about getting their real identity out there. Station. Read. Here. Oh, that's a lot. I'll do that. I'm getting a lot of leads now. Oh, shoot. Yeah, really. I think I can make it. Alright. There it is. These two on my boots. Not that. Does anybody know if soul torches work in jack-o'-lanterns? Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of curious. I mean, does it make it a little blue? That'd be kind of cool if you could do that. That'd be a good decoration, especially if like doing like a creepy haunted house type situation. Have blue glowing jack-o'-lanterns. That'd be kind of cool. And at the end of my stream yesterday, when I was talking about Cinder, I went on a rant, but I really didn't want to make that stream, make it about him. But the whole thing about him still being with Mythic Talent and Cinder not, it just set me off. I think it's pretty clear. I think it's pretty damn clear. I do not like Nook Stalker. He sets him up. He sets himself up as this great guy, and he does horrible things. Like right now, but if people are saying that I'm going after him because I'm a Hassan Piker fan, I've never even watched Hassan Piker. Hell, until very recently, I didn't even know who the guy was. And what's the big deal? Because he said some stuff on the internet. No, okay. That's like 98% of the people on the internet, they say shit on the internet. I mean, there's something, from what I understand, there are some things he said I do find objectionable, but I'm not going to let it rule my life, nor should anybody else. I know if it was me and I'm streaming on Twitch and I find what they were doing very objectionable, and if it's true that Hassan Piker is breaking terms of service and they're not doing anything about it, I would stream on fucking Twitch. That's all. Like, no, you don't need my time. If you want him on Twitch, fine. No, you don't need me. You got him. No, that's kind of my whole attitude about things. No, I wouldn't go join a club that will have me as a member type. Yeah. Yep. No, I was saying I wouldn't join a club that would have me as a member. I wouldn't join a club that has Knox talking as a member. No, it seems kind of ridiculous. I'm streaming on YouTube where Nux has a platform it has, and my tweets about YouTube and all that. But look at that fucking hoe. If it had fortune on it, it'd be a wonderful thing. Okay, you go there and you go in there. Uh, uh, Yeah. And I get that some people don't understand why he bothers me so much. But like I said, I've been aware of Nux Taku for years. And at one point I actually enjoyed his content when he was doing anime. And at that time I was watching a lot of anime YouTubers because my son was very much into it. And I was doing things to, keep our conversations going. So he was interested in anime, so I had to learn about it so I can, talk to him. That's what parents do. You know, most children don't care about their parents' interests while growing up. I mean, as they get older, maybe, but I don't think that happens until in about their mid 20s. Oh shit! Look at that. That's a lot. The same thing. But look what I see over there. Right there, I see those. So maybe I could do it like this. Yeah, I can, look, right there. So I mean, I was watching. I mean, like Anime Man, Garnt, Glass Reflection. I've never been a big fan of other space films. I don't mind chilling, but he takes it to the next level. But that's how I knew Nuts, because he used to do anime type content, and he was, my son kind of liked him because they had the same mentality as humor. Nuts' humor is very Jew-like. It hasn't changed in the last, basically since he's been on YouTube. And a lot of it comes from, I believe, the internet tough guy syndrome. But he wouldn't crack his jokes in front of the people he's joking about. I mean, the whole point is don't do something that you aren't willing to look someone in the eye and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to do this to you. That's something everybody needs to learn about the internet. You could call it etiquette or whatever you want to call it, but if if you want to act tough, no, fine. But when the day of reckoning comes, and it will come, don't expect people to have sympathy for it. Piercing. That's a good. And I can't stand people like that. Really. Not saying I'm a tough guy myself. I'm not. I will say stuff to people's faces. If I get punched for it, I get punched for it. I'll accept the consequence. But at least I'm not afraid to speak my mind directly to someone. Never. I used to be, but not anymore. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? I get hit. I can live with that. Yeah, right. That could go good on understand. Why is it always late? I don't see any helmets or breastplates or anything like that. It's always like we'll go there in a minute. I'll go there. That's working. You know, we've been there. It's sort of like, and there are people who are afraid, to speak their mind. And thinking, like in the Cinder thing, I think that's one of Shiloh's problems. She's afraid to speak her mind to people that she's having a problem with. And it goes along the lines of being comfortable being behind a model. And because I know she goes to conventions and stuff like that, and she walks around, and as soon as she says something, people recognize her voice, all that stuff. But that's her choice, and that choice she has to accept the consequences of those choices, just like everybody else. It's like the person who does Kiara for Hololive. He went to Japan, but before Hololive, she used to do something else. And I'm not going to go into too great detail because I'm trying to protect her privacy. And she's well known in that area, and she has a stalker. As soon as that stalker found out she was there, where she was going to be, he showed up and he attacked her. Not violently, but calling him his wife and all that stuff. Basically, freaking her out. And Hololive didn't know she was there. Well, they were aware of it, but she could have gotten security because of being a corporate Vtuber with a very distinct voice. Do I have that? And she she didn't want security. She just wanted to go there as herself and not as Kiara and have a good time. And even the place she went to and what she was doing knew who she was beyond the VTuber thing and offered her security. Now, this is all secondhand reporting that, stuff I read and about the situation. Uh, but my understanding is she didn't want security because she didn't want to call attention to herself. And in turn, that made it easier for her stalker to find her and harass her. Granted, security, the minimal security that was there, like the typical security, it was at a convention. I don't think wouldn't be giving away too much. And stepped in. I think even some fans stepped in and the dude, the guy. But the simple fact being, there there are people right now trying to find out who Cinder's real name is, her address, and all that stuff. Same with Val, same with Shiloh, same with pretty much any VTuber. I mean, the one that gets the most protection as of now is probably Iron Mouse because of her medical condition. Oh, if she gets swatted, it could be a death sentence for her because of her sickness. It's a reality of the situation. It's something that she has to deal with. Because that's probably the reason why her channel got copyright strike. Someone was trying to find out where she lived. Okay, thank heavens that she was with TV Shoujo and they stepped in. Right? Or there would just not be an Iron Mouse channel on YouTube. That's all. Which would make the fans very upset. Like, hey, what you gonna do? She has to protect herself from the lunatic fringe. Once again, the lunatic fringe refers to that fan base that wants to have a too personal relationship with their whoever they're a fan with. It happens to athletes, celebrities, internet personalities, all that. What I found interesting about the Cinder situation is that the vitriol from all these fans for Cinder, and no one took the time to read the documentation. They just watch drama YouTubers, and all that stuff, who sensationalize a lot of things and don't do a follow up. If they do a follow up, it's kind of a little twisted. The one that seems sometimes to be the most neutral is false. But even then, even with his coverage of Cinder, he had a bias. Okay, I mean he has friends in in the community that he's been associated with for a long, long time now, and he has a bias. Yeah, Shy Lily and Bao are among them. Because I don't think False really paid attention to Cinder that much. Or let's put it this way, Cinder didn't really get into that much drama from I can find until all this stuff came out. And then it's like, bam, she's an evil person. It's like, this is the first time she's been involved in any kind of drama, and you're going off on her. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I can see it if this is like a prevalent thing that she kept on doing, but it doesn't make sense to me. All right, let's take a kind of look at what we got. You got three stacks of diamonds. Plus, we got almost. Oh, we got 7 stacks of lapis. What is that? 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stacks of gold. Almost 4 stacks of iron and a ton of redstone. Just a ton. We're back at the beginning where we came in. What we can do is like we went around the perimeter. Now we can start going down these aisles and see what we can find. But no, this is And another reason why I brought nuts is because they're a graduate, and it was taught people, not people, a person was hyping up Mythic, which Nuts is a part of. I really don't have anything against Mythic or the people that are signed with it, but you have someone part of your group or your talent agency that posted rape artwork of Gargura, the talent, and as the YouTuber community knows, that the models aren't just their models are an extension of the talent. Regardless if they own the IP or not, they're an extension of the talent. So when you do stuff like post artwork of that being raped, you might as well just do a deep fake of that talent being raped, because it's pretty much the same exact same thing. Now, I'm pretty sure any VTuber would agree with me. They don't find it funny. They don't find it, oh, who you got, you're thirsting for me, that kind of stuff. That's not how they look at it. They look at it as a personal attack. That you want to degrade them. That's why I'm going so hard and making that post every morning on Twitter about Nux. To mostly, call attention, one, that he does these things, using has used pornographic pictures in his thumbnails, typically using to degrade content creators, female content creators. I'm not trying to white knight. I mean, even if you use pornographic pictures of Mr. Beast, it would still be fucking wrong. All right, it's more along the lines. This should not be acceptable, regardless if it's a content, what kind of content creator, whether it be a VTuber or someone who's doing content like blogging as they're walking down the street. I think the example I gave in the video, even if it was, if he did a deep fake of Pokemon being raped, guarantee everybody will be up in arms about it. But because it's a VTuber or anime girl, they don't think it's that big of a deal. My problem is that's a content. Who cares if she uses an avatar or not? You know, what you tell me? What's the difference? Either it's all or nobody. You can't have it both ways. Either you follow the rules that you dictate out, or the rules are for nobody. They're just there as window dressings to make advertisers happy. And that's basically, that boils down to what my major problem with Nux is. Yeah, right. I want these. I want these. So when Tectone was talking about VTubers, in my opinion, he doesn't really have any knowledge about it, because do I want those? Because it's not really something he has no experience with. He's not a VTuber. He's not a VTuber, so he wouldn't understand. I'm not a VTuber either. But at least I'm smart enough to realize, hey, someone posting rape artwork of you is going to bother you. Regardless of gender. use these around my future base. And that's just the way it is. And say it doesn't, and now how people saying, oh, it's not a big deal, it's subjective. Go ask them how they feel rape artwork being posted on them using thumbnails. I seriously doubt anyone. I doubt anybody would have the balls to ask. No, because they already know what the fucking answer is, and they don't want to be called. Well, a disgusting, disturbing, depraved human being. And then go, especially if it's a large content creator, like say a content creator with 4.7 million subs, going on a stream and putting you on blast. I really doubt you're going to be able to walk away from that one. Need that. But I don't think. Let's be real. Do you think Nux had the balls to contact Barbara saying, "Hey, is it okay for me to use artwork? You being raped in a thumbnail?" Just it's one of those things that you need to consider. I got soul sand. I can make water elevators if I want. Does it become Heather for another war? Oh, that sounds so much better. Burning. Okay, interesting. Maybe eventually we'll go up to where that mine is, but not right now. It was fun, huh? And since we are still assuming, but she hasn't debuted, that Saba is the artist formerly known as just what we're assuming. And as someone who used to be, was, and still kind of, it still is a Gura fan, she also could be trolling everybody. So that's not something we won't put past her, but because that's something she would do. Hype up this identity and go to Senzawa. But it is what it is. And yeah, am I trying to get a message to her not to sign with Mythic Talent because there's a guy who likes to post rape artwork of people on his thumbnail? Yeah. I won't deny that. Yeah, and it's not white knighting. It's kind of saying, hey, you got this guy who doesn't give a shit about anybody else but himself there, and if he can take advantage of you, he's going to, and he's going to do it in the most disturbing way possible. No, I don't think that's not a far-fetched thing to say, nor a bad thing to warn people about, because I don't think anybody should have to deal with an individual who thinks something like that is funny, nor is willing to keep that up on his channel because he doesn't see it as something wrong. Unlike Cinder, where I think even Cinder recognizes the fact that she did some things wrong. I don't think she's sitting there thinking she's 100% innocent. I mean, I could be wrong. No, I won't deny that. I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. I think that's the reason why she hasn't come back. That, in fact, she has to work through how to deal with this situation if she chooses to come back. And I don't mean to uh, make anybody feel depressed or whatever, or to basically rain on anybody's parade. It's quite possible she won't come back. Can't say with any 100% certainty that any VTuber is going to come. No, we can hope and think that she will, because I think it would be a good thing for her in the long run to face all this, to recognize that her shortcomings, let's put it that way, I think that's being better. Her shortcomings led to a lot of it. Right? Well, thank you, Ben. I'm assuming you're not a friend of Nutstaku, then. I mean, uh, I think she does have to face her shortcoming. I mean, we all do. Any human being needs to face their shortcomings. It's just part of growing up. We can't be children for the rest of our lives. It doesn't work that way. That's also I I realized that you can do that, and I was like, okay, that'll help with storage. But uh, the world of VTubing is so still very new. I mean, yeah, it's basically the hype started in 2020, and everybody kind of thinks that it's uh, a place for where everybody gets along, which has been obviously not true for a long time. I mean, it's like any other community. There's petty. There's people who have issues, some immature people out there, and like with anything else, like anything else, there's going to be friction. There's going to be issues between people. It happens, and most of the time it's very minor. No, it's just like I said, a passing comment that you think is innocent, but someone thinks it's the most horrendous thing that's been ever said on the planet. And they don't tell you, and they hold this resentment towards you for a long period of time, and then one day it just blows up in your face, and like, where the fuck did that come from? Oh, it's from this time you said this. I said, why didn't you just say something at that time? Why are you blowing up at me now? You know, you couldn't guess how many times that happened to me. What I thought was just an innocent comment, uh, wasn't racial or anything like that. Just a passing comment, uh, and just like people took it the wrong way and just blew up in my face. I'm like, okay, we're not going to approach that subject anymore with you. You can't cope with it. And there's people have to learn is that if you have a problem with someone, talk about it. Just don't hold on to all this negative energy and just keep on harboring all this anger and resentment, all this stuff in your stomach, and all it's going to do is going to make you sick. I like to used to tell people to breathe. You know, in with the good, out with the bad. It just, holding it all in, it doesn't do any good. To to express yourself about what bothers you as soon as possible is a healthy thing. Instead of holding it in and expecting people to understand, because people won't understand it until you explain it to them. Because no one can read people's minds. And to expect people to understand your feelings, but when you don't express your feelings, it's a little unfair. If we're honest with each other, it's very unfair. God, you are noisy. But you, this, and here, this, oh, goes on the leg. Goes on the leg. Need running stuff. I got. The champions on Don't want to burn any animal. All right. Let's take all that out. I have to make a dark chest. I think that's one. Oh, chest. I guess it. Actually, with me. All right. Wait, we can go to sleep and get rid of this rain. But you know, I know that there's some people who disagree that Cinder, if Cinder does come back, she needs to make a video addressing. I not necessarily begging for forgiveness. I don't believe anybody should beg for. Okay. Not saying that people shouldn't apologize. I don't. I don't think groveling is the way to go. No one should have to grovel. If people going to forgive you or not. Those that want you to grovel are more interested in suffering than resolving issues. What the hell is that? And there's people out there that want you to beg on your hands and knees, saying, having you constantly going, "Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me." You know, you ask for, you give the, you apologize. Either they accept it or they don't. You shouldn't have to grovel in front of anybody. If they don't forgive you, you know what you do at that point? Just move on. I said I was sorry. I'm not going to sit here and whip myself because just to make you feel better. Okay, either you're going to forgive me or you're not. I am not interested in making you feel good about yourself by trying to make me suffer. That's not how forgiveness works. True forgiveness is someone that gives you a sincere apology, accepted, and everybody moves on. I mean, I'm not saying that you're all going to be friends and stuff, but you all move past it and you don't bring it up no more. Because if you constantly bring it up, that pretty much gives the clear indication that you don't accept their apology. No, either accept it or you don't. Don't sit there and pretend that you did, but you still harbor resentment. You work it out until the issue is cleared up. So to keep on harboring resentment, you're not, especially after someone apologizes. The only person suffering at that point is you, if you can't let it go. All right. So we kind of cheat our way through exploring an ancient city. Now comes the fun part: to actually explore an ancient city the regular way and taking out all the skulk and all that, or at least take all the shriekers, because we got this awesome diamond pickaxe, which let me you can take this one and go here. This. And what should we name it? We got the healing hoe. I was gonna go high ho, but I think healing hoe would be a good one. And that's all we get. And the only thing we can add on there is fortune. Not needed right. All right, you got that. But I do want to upgrade my bow. I'll get power 5 on it, flame, unbreaking, mending. Unbreaking either infinity or mending. Usually on my bows, I go with infinity at first. Then I'll make it before I go against the dragon. Uh, I will have get one with mending on. But we definitely need a better bow if we're going to fight the warden, because the best way to attack the warden is from afar, than going up there swiping it with your sword. And we probably should make a diamond sword, but it's not really critical at the moment. But we need to go to the temple. On second thought, I start on my mob farmer and future storage, because that means we would have to go to another or or a glowstone. Now that I got switch sleep. Thinking. Hmm. Because we really need to get rid of all this and actually set up a not necessarily a auto sorter, but at least some kind of storage, and we can set the chest up in a way where we can get an auto sorter made eventually. Because I have been having thoughts about it, but that means we would have to go to the nether, or I can no, we could do it a different way. That means we need. That'd be no sure. We need scaffolding. And we can come back here and get everything else we need. Thinking of building a mob farmer out of uh, deep slate. No. Um, This is for the platform around the mob farmer, mob farm, because we're gonna do a platform out of quartz, and then have like sort of like this. Like if this is the platform, we go up here. There's the chute for the mob farmer, and we can get your experience points that way. I think that's the way I want to go. And that way, like the drops coming out of the mob farmer, if we set this up right, they will go into the auto sorter and be automatically sorted out into our chest where we're not going to have to worry about opening up the chest and all that stuff. FYI, I've never done this before, so this is a new thing. Oh, that makes sense. Rest of it. And yeah. The hoppers. Yeah. Uh, I went through all that trouble to get mangrove, and I've yet to go harbor setting. What's that? Oh, yeah. All right. So that would be 4 hoppers, 2 chests. We need 4 hoppers. They give us, yeah, 2 double chests. That's what we found. And that's all we need for the mob farm. Do I have that on my waypoint? Waystone over there? I don't think so. I think I just used the map function and teleported. Right. So we're gonna put a platform up there. We're gonna first build our mob farm, then do the platform down the bottom, and I got some ideas. I'm gonna try once I get the platform completed. I would like it to make it look like a floating island up the top there, with you know, stone, the whole like stone and stuff dripping down, that kind of stuff. Which that's going to take a while. I mean, I've been trying to show everything on stream because I'm cheating, you know. So, because I say I'm cheating, I want people to know when I'm cheating. And I assume I'm cheating every single time something new happens. You'll see it on stream. They are. I'm not hiding nothing. Right. This is about center. Yeah. All right. I think we need a total of 4. But and then we have the stuff with Niji Sanji. I mean, ever since the whole debacle with Selen, Doki Bird, uh, they have never truly recovered. And their reputation as a black company has persisted to this day. And the whole thing with Twisty and Aster, well, it still hasn't been resolved. It looks like Twisty's being terminated or asked to leave, and Aster is still there. And Niji Sanji said they were going to do an investigation. I think that was like 3 months ago, around there, if not longer. And still been no results from that. And that just kind of leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth. You say you're going to do an investigation. How long this investigation is going to go on to realize, hey, maybe people are right about this person, that hey, he's not exactly someone that we should have signed with our company if he's going to have this type of behavior. Oh, which makes sense. It's just you keep delaying, you keep having these types of behavior where people are like questioning your business ethics. And for a Japanese company, this is not a very good thing. I mean, there's investors and all that involved now with both Niji Sanji and Hololive. Well, Any Color and Cover Corp. And in Japanese culture, investors are your senpai. They're the ones who you have to answer to. And reputation and honor is very important in Japanese culture, as much as the bottom line. Okay, Niji Sanji has been losing profits ever since Lent in the West. Now the Japanese branch is doing fine. Now it's people talk about idol culture a lot with corporate VTubers. Now Niji Sanji does the idol culture to a T. 320, we want to go down to 280. Actually, yeah, right there. All right. Oh. Now we're at 280. No, we're at let's get. Can we hit the water? Can we hit the water? No. No. Missed the water by a little bit. But to say that Niji Sanji have people they need to answer to, and they're not happy, would probably be a very big understatement. They look at their competitor Hololive, even with all the controversy about disagreements with management and direction of the company, is still doing a lot better now than Niji Sanji. I mean, I think people consider Niji Sanji the number 3 company in the West, with Hololive number 1 and B Shoujo as number 2. Which, you can make an argument of which position is truly number 1 and number 2. Who's the number 1? Who's number 2? As far as VTuber corporation, you can make that debate. But I didn't get that though. We'll get another time. I don't want to get distracted. I got stuff to do. But it's look at that. And you can have that debate. You can sit there and have that argument of who's number 1 and who's number 2. But the simple fact being, no one considers Niji Sanji, at least here in the West, a number 1 or number 2 company because of how they treat their talent, which I think to the detriment of Japanese companies and culture to a certain extent, that they think their practices will be acceptable in the West, which they're learning it's not true, and it's starting to, and it's affecting profitability, especially when you consider entertainment. Now, the whole idol culture thing has been around for a while. The West has been aware of it, but the simple fact being, booty. But the simple fact being is that the West doesn't like Japanese idol culture. As soon as you say idol culture, little hackles go up. Yeah, and Westerners, because you think it's abusive. Which, no, you can say way Niji Sanji treats their talent is abusive, that is not acceptable in the West, what they try to do to their talent, which no fair. Yeah, I'm not defending these Sachi, by the way. I'm trying to avoid being sued. That's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I'm trying to pick my words very carefully when I talk about this. No. And that's the dilemma that Japanese companies have to face. They want to stay true to their culture, but at the same token, they want Western money. And to bring international entertainment to the West, well, you're going to have to understand that Westerners don't approve of certain things that are prevalent in Japanese culture. They have issues with it. And it's a conflict of culture. I think the best way to put it. And the Japanese mindset is we don't want to lose our culture, but at the same token, we want their money, and they have to figure out a happy medium to it to make it work. There's a reason why I'm using it. I'll tell you. So Japanese culture thinks the CEO apologizes and it's the end. The situation has been resolved. That's why the president Sanji teleport came out with that apology. Is to signify, hey, we apologize for treating this person in such a way that you disapprove of it. Well, in the West, that's not good enough. You can apologize all you want, but we are a very uh, best way to put it. Our culture is very jaded. I think it'd be a good word. Where, oh, you say you're sorry, now prove that you're sorry. Your actions have to let us know that you're actually sorry. And from a Western perspective, uh, Westerners don't believe Nichi Sanji is sorry because of they believe they are still doing the same behavior that got them in trouble. And that's the main problem going on with Niji Sanji English. That, in fact, having a talent come out and blaming someone who pretty much said that she got bullied, not a good idea. Especially after she released the fact that she tried to self harm. You got to rethink your process here. Even because regardless if You know, because I've seen people saying that Selene was lying, saying that she tried to self harm. Uh, I would say when people say prove it, as you prove that she's lying, we're going to go with the fact the person who said it is telling the truth. I love saying prove it because that no, it's not. It's basically saying if you want me to believe you, you will have to bring facts to it. And I started saying that after the Me Too thing happened. It's like all these people are saying this stuff, but no, if it's true, go to court and prove it. Get them off the street. Don't sit there and just make accusations on social media. No, take him to court. Have him arrested. If he did all these horrible things, have him arrested. Because then the menace is off the street. But with people saying that stuff about Selena, I was like going, prove that she's lying. Call around hospitals and ask if Selena, or whatever her last name, from Nijisanji, was she in it? One, no one would know who the hell you're talking about. And two, at the temple, having more bamboo. Mm-hmm. No. Hey, what's this thing? Yeah, I eventually got to finish it. It's less like the people saying Cinder knew about what redacted. Prove it. You know, if you prove it, yeah, I'll believe you. But if you're just saying it, just no. You're making assumptions because they're in a relationship. Here's a question: was it a healthy relationship? No one asked that question. Was she in a healthy relationship with redacted? No one asks that question. I mean, I'm not saying she was being abused by redacted, but everybody's jumping off to this point where they're super lovey-dovey. There's no freaking problems. Everything is hunky-dory in the world of Solana and redacted. It seems to me that's taking a lot of things for granted. You know, it's it was like prove that the relationship was healthy. Prove the fact that there was no issues in that relationship. Prove the fact how close they were. Okay, there's been plenty of cases where people thought everything was hunky dory in a relationship, and it turns out it was very abusive. People assume a lot of things, and that's a problem with assuming because you can end up looking like a horse's ass. It's sort of like proving that management mistreated the talent behind Gargura. Now, unless we know that for a fact, we can't say that, nor should we, because we don't know for a fact. But there are people who are saying that. I've seen it. It's on Reddit and all that stuff. I can't believe I actually go to Reddit. I don't participate in the conversations because it's fucking Reddit. It's like other than one political responding to one post about an old man being taken on a police force, I don't really respond to any political commentary on X. It's like, what's the fucking point? No, No one don't want to have a conversation. They want to call you Nazi and all this stuff. And everybody, if you try to interact with people on Reddit, they'll accuse you of whatever they could get away. Social media kind of sucks. Yeah. And since I started doing YouTube, I have to use social media to promote my content and get the to get the word out there that hey, I'm doing this. Want to take part of it? Oh, this is when you can take part of it. But it boils down to the whole tough guy thing. It's very easy to be a tough guy on the internet, but it's a lot harder to make those comments to people's face. I dare anybody to call someone a Nazi to their face and not expect retaliation. You think they're gonna fucking agree with you? Yeah, I'm a Nazi. Oh. And when someone retaliates because no, let's face facts, it's not very pleasant to be called a Nazi. I think we can all agree with that. And to expect that people are not going to react to it, kind of stupid. But it's just like I'm concentrating on what I'm saying. It's just like the Cinder situation. Knows, no one really knows what kind of relationship Redacted and Cinder had. We know they were romantic, but we can't say with any amount of certainty that it was a healthy relationship. And that's important. You know, you just, you know, let's finish. And everybody's making a whole bunch of assumptions. I'd rather have facts backing up my statement. And if I don't know, I'll say I don't know. And I'll offer different possibilities. Like, do we know for a fact that Cinder and Redacted's relationship was healthy? Not saying it's abusive. You can't have an unhealthy relationship without it being abusive. I know that's hard to believe for some people, but it's true. I mean, and that's why I, my opinion, because of how professional and personal got mixed up in their relationship, my opinion is pretty much no, that their relationship was not healthy at all. Because being a professional and personal is just a clear sign that chances of a unhealthy relationship is very strong because the client manager relationship there should be some level of separation. And maybe I should have posted on Twitter I started. Did I post on Twitter I started? And a profile. Oopsie doodle. And when it's like during my stream, I did say that in the Cinder situation, that people, well, everybody was pretty immature. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I need to get carpet. It's the and why I mean, and I don't mean to as an insult that people are immature. It's more along the lines of not having the necessary experience to handle certain kind of conflict, whether it be personal or whatever, and with a certain level of logical thinking involved. That's the reason why, like, a lot of people are upset with Shiloh and Bao. I'm not really, and I'll tell you why. Because, I expect that type of behavior out of 20 somethings. The idea that, 20 somethings are going to act maturely with very minimal life experience is, in my opinion, kind of ridiculous. Because the simple fact being, they don't have the experience of handling these situations. Of the fact that, hey, I need to take a more active role in my career. Or, hey, I see this leaked DM. Maybe I should stop and think about it for a minute before I react to it. That's my point. Instead of just flying off the handle, because eventually you're going to do that and you're going to make a huge mistake. And you're going to find out that, hey, someone fed you some information that wasn't 100% true, and you took it as gospel, and now you look like a fool. And because you look like a fool now, everybody's pointing and laughing at you. That's why I take the stance of prove your statements before making it. If you're going to say someone did something, actually have proof to back it up. I know I don't think that's unfair or unreasonable to ask of anybody. I think that's a legitimate request that can be made. Because how many times someone's been accused of something and it's been found out it's not what the person said. And I always like saying this. Hello, Johnny Depp. It's simple as that. Everybody believed Johnny Depp was this horrible person. But it turns out the person that said that he was a horrible person was a horrible person. No. Where people start, oh, believe all women. No. You believe who's telling the truth. You just don't automatically believe a woman's telling the truth. Are you going to tell me a woman never lies? No. And where we have seen multiple times that women lie. It's and in the reality of the situation, women are human too. They lie, they do things to make themselves look good and to act like they don't. Well, hell. That's lack of experience for you. All right. Now, I'm not saying anybody in the Cinder situation is outright lying, because quite frankly, I don't know. What I do think is, as far as the players in Cinder's situation, I don't want to call it drama because no, it's drama has a nasty ring to it. That's why I like using the word situation. It's just a cumbersome way of doing it. But the point is that we'll never know who's telling the truth and who's lying. As simple as that. All we're going to do is take apart look at statements at face value of what's in those statements, what can we learn from those statements, and draw a conclusion. Like I said in multiple videos, all 3 streams, what we can say with some certainty, redacted was unprofessional. What we can say with some certainty, there was an underlying issue with all parties involved that kind of led to this. And one thing we can say definitely with some certainty is that there's various opinions and everybody is picking a side. My opinion is that there is no right side, that there is enough blame to go around with everybody involved and no one is guilt-free. Nobody. Okay. It's like this is not like Niji Sanji and Selene, where Selene was honestly bullied by people she thought were her friends, who then released a black screen video accusing her of being the bully and kind of saying that she lied about self-harming herself. Well, that was a fucking mistake now, wasn't it? It didn't make Niji Sanji look good. It kind of made him look even worse. Because sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut than go out there and accuse other people of doing the things that you're accused of doing. And the bad part is, Aster was one of those people in that video, if I remember correctly, and he's being accused of being a sex pest now. I'm just like amazed of how we got to this point in the VTuber community in general, where we've had a few things happen where people have gotten into situations far more horrible than one that Cinder's currently in. And we haven't learned, the community hasn't learned anything. The community it is like every other one. Okay, it's mostly due to the fact of human nature. Okay, something happens that catches our interest, then something else happens that catches our interest, and we forget the other thing. That's just human nature. Only those like me who have nothing better to do and don't get really distracted that easily, except when we're playing Minecraft. Ooh. Can kind of absorb things. Take the time to actually read statements and try to comprehend them. I survived. You know? And it really, I understand it. Because it's human nature. We're bored with this drama. Let's move on to the next drama, because this one's not as juicy as this one. We don't have any real, anything where someone wants to kill somebody else or someone's trying to destroy someone else's clip, that kind of crap. And as soon as that's why Cinder blew up. This whole thing blew up. It has all the elements of your typical soap opera. Someone's trying to destroy someone else's career. Someone's talking behind someone's back. And people latched onto that because they missed General Hospital when it was on TV. I guarantee you, if people start watching soap operas again, this online drama stuff will go away because they'll get their fill of it on General Hospital. I don't even know what soap operas are on TV anymore. I know General Hospital. I don't even know if All My Children is. It's been decades since I watched soap operas. But pardon me, I can't talk and count at the same time. Yeah. But and that's all it is people get off on perceived wrongdoings. They think their life is boring. So when something, I'll say it again, as minor as the drama, so-called drama that Cinder is in, and it's fucking minor. I mean, if I gauge this by simple things. Why I say it's minor. One, was anybody's life threatened? No. Two, was anybody's career in danger? Not really. I mean, the issue with Nanolith was pretty much Nanolith resolved it. No. Was anybody stealing money from anybody else? No. All this is, as far as the situation that Cinder currently in, is people who have underlying issues refusing to work it out. That's all it is. As comparative to my grievances with Nux, where the thumbnails, the bullying of a gay VTuber and not taking true accountability of it. The V Shoujo thing, where he didn't want to change a simple phrase, which that, when I look at it, it boiled down to that. All this stuff, all this peripheral stuff with the V Shoujo drama boils down to the fact that Nux didn't want to change a phrase in his video because he thought he knew more than the expert. Now let's look at Cinder. What exactly is the most heinous thing that happened in that whole situation? Well, Cinder and Redacted didn't like Silverware and didn't want Nalus doing models for it. That's the most heinous thing in the whole thing. That's it. Was Silvervale's career in jeopardy? No. Okay. Because Nalus wasn't Silvervale's main artist. She did some models for Silvervale, but not all the models. Silvervale had multiple artists. No. But the simple fact that it was said or implied that they didn't want Nalus to work with Silvervale, well, that's kind of bad. Let's admit that's bad. Right? The rest of the stuff, I will say, Cinder pretty much innocent of all wrongdoing. That it's the reason why she's getting so much. What reason why I was pinned on her? Because Cinder's more famous than Redacted. That's it. No other reason than that. She has a better name recognition than Redacted. That's it. That's all it is. You know, at the end of the day, that's what this whole situation is about. Whose name is more recognizable? And that's the person we're going to send hate to. If you look at it that way, it makes a lot more sense about how the public is reacting to the whole Cinder situation. You say Cinder, people recognize that name. She's a very popular VTuber on the indie scene, and people will identify with that name. But if you say the name Redacted, a lot of people won't know who that is. It's Cinder's manager. Oh, Cinder made him do it. No, can't say that. As much as people want to say that, you can't. But Redacted's name is not as famous or notable as Cinder's. That's the only reason why Cinder's getting hit. Now, people can recognize if Redacted was on the same recognition as Cinder. Well, I don't think Cinder would be getting as much hate. To be honest with you, I think people would be telling her to fire Redacted. No, I do believe that would happen, but you know, that's how I see it. The and you know what the really bad part is? Even if it was people pointing at redacted, drama channels will use Cinder's name because people will recognize her name more than they recognize redacted. Because they will say redacted, the manager of Cinder. That's how they would say. Okay. And people will focus on that instead of what actually happened. And that's kind of what's going on. Sort of like problems with management and the direction of the company. I hate to tell everybody that is such an ambiguous statement because it can mean multiple things. All right. That became a very hot topic when Gura graduated because people were like going, oh, management was forcing her to do this, that, and other thing. And they were treating her badly. No, here's, and I define it like this. You know what the problems with management is? I want to do this project. No, no, you can't. Because when you're a corporate VTuber, you don't own the model. It's an intellectual property of the corporation if they paid for it. If they paid for it, you need their permission to do any kind of project. So, like with Gura's last music video, Ash Again, in order to use the model of Gura, she had to get Hololive's permission. It wasn't just an automatic, oh, go, yes, go ahead. It was she had to go to Hololive and get permission. So I can say problems with management, being told no too many times. Hey, I want to collab with this independent VTuber. No. Direction of the company. We can say this. That there has been too many demands placed on talent. And that led, because the direction of the company, it was becoming more idol focused. And Western people are not very much into the idol stuff, you know. Not saying that we don't like going to the concerts, seeing the VTubers out there singing and being entertaining for us. I'll get the words out, don't worry. But what I'm saying is 2020 there was one major concert a year, Holofest in Japan. Okay, for until 2023, that's the way it was. For 3 years, that's the way it was. Then and also until 2023, there were only they would go to cons. I mean, they'd probably do one con a year, and that changed where they were doing like 5 talent. There's like Callie, she does at least 3 a year. Okay, and she has her own concerts, but she's happy with. You know, everybody knows Flappy Mori is a workaholic. She even admits that she's a workaholic, and she was like that before she joined Hololive, and she's like that now. Okay. This should come to a shock for nobody. But the problem is like by Gura's own words and Mume's, and to a certain aspect of this, Watson, they weren't even regular streamers. Because if you look at the past life of Gargura, Senzawa, she didn't stream regularly. All right, and because Mume didn't stream regularly, even Watson didn't stream regularly, and that changed when they joined Hololive. They were streaming in some cases 6 days a week for 3 years. But that changed when Hololive shifted directions more towards putting on more concerts. Now they couldn't do what they actually found out they really enjoyed doing, streaming, because they had to go to dance practice and all that. I have to do it this way or else I'll screw it up. But hey, oh, yeah, you're scaring myself. And the direction and what they wanted to do ended up being two different things, and that caused we don't want to do it, and we don't want to be here because that's what you want to do. That's what the direction of the company has become, and we're not happy, and it's because we don't want to do 2 concerts and 3 conventions a year. We're tired. We don't get a break, and we want to be able to stream to our audience on a regular basis like we did for 3 years. That's what we like doing. Okay. And my personal opinion, that was a mistake on Hololive's, because that creates burnout. Right? So much, it's asking too much of the talent. You suck. Okay, that's asking far too much of the talent. You're free to disagree with me, and I'm free to tell you you're wrong. Yeah, whatever. It's at being a little facetious. Well, not a little, but a lot. Yeah. Stop that. So what happened? Well, we had multiple graduations, and not just on Hololive English. We Shion was a big deal in Japan because she was with Hololive for 6 years, and she used the same reasoning: difference with management and direction of the company. And every graduation, I mean, the only one that didn't really say that was Watson, because she still has a working relationship with Hololive. Yeah, she has what do they call that? What's being called a affiliate. She's an affiliate of HoloLive. She has the freedom of being an independent VTuber, and she has the freedom of choosing any HoloLive project. They can ask her if she wants to do something, and she can say no. But I'm sure that in her contract that she has to participate a certain number of times a year, and she has a set number that she has to participate. And she may has to participate in that's really see if that melts. Is it breaking? That's breaking. Let's see if I did this right. Because no, that's just no, that just makes logical sense. Hopefully that doesn't freeze up after I close it. We'll find out. I finally did it right on the first try. I've never had it freeze up before. And obviously, not everybody was willing to do that. Okay, it's freezing. Keep an eye on that. All right. We're going to be a pain. We're in a jungle. Why are you freezing up? That makes no sense, but whatever. As I was saying, and everybody was making a big thing about they're jumping to HoloLive is the new Niji Sanji, a black company. I'm like going, okay, this could be taken so many different ways, and you're going for the worst case scenario. Okay. Which is typical for people. All right, let's do this. Because I can knock these down later. Because that will keep it from melting. Hopefully, like I said, when I close this up, it won't be an issue. Right. Only problem is when I put down trapdoors, I'm going to have to remove the torches. I wonder if I put magma blocks at the bottom too here, that it would stop it from freezing. I don't think magma blocks, no magma blocks. Those give off a light source. Gotta think. Let's just let's do this. Oh no, I don't want to jump on. All right, boom. And my point being about the whole difference with management and direction of the company is that people jump to the worst conclusions first. That's human nature, and unless a more detailed reasons given, that's how it's going to stay. And we'll never know the true reason why these talent graduated. And for a lot of people, that's truly unacceptable. But there's nothing anybody can do about it. And we just have to learn to accept it. But I do think, given the history of Hololive, that they are more than willing to do a little course correction to prevent any more graduations because, face facts, Hololive English show how successful is so successful. They don't want to lose that money coming in from the West. All right. And I'm not dismissing the Hollow Indonesia branch because there's a lot of people who love it. I mean, there's a lot of talented people at Hololive in all the branches. I mean, I was guilty of it too. I think that the most talented person there was Gura, but I'm wrong. There are many talented people at Hololive in all the branches. I mean, who else? If you heard Crazy Ollie's laugh and listen to her chaotic nature, you will start watching her frequently because she's that entertaining. She's that fun to watch. I mean, all you gotta do is watch her, either her interview with Coefficient or her date, quote unquote, with Porcelain Maid, and just get to the part where either one of them bring up dicks, and she loses it every single time. It's a gale of laughter, and she can't help herself. You just say dicks to her, and she just goes into a giggle fit. All right. And to much of the chagrin of the people that are trying to have a conversation with her, she can't help herself. She just finds the word dicks funny. Okay. Okay, not there. I'm sure if I jump down there, I'm going to die. There's no good. There's no good way down. Oopsie doodle. That was a bad idea. I should have put some scaffolding up here so I can get down. All right, let's wait until daylight now. I'll try to jump down, but oops. In fact, since we gotta have to wait till daylight, and I need to get something to drink. I've been prattling on here, and my throat is dry. I'll be right back. And the good thing is, I still got my Bluetooth headset. Not that I can actually listen. My chat doesn't have vocal on it, but anyway. Oh. Yeah, I walk around not by the clog Crocs. I don't wear Crocs. These are actual old-fashioned slippers. I like my toes. Uh, I do gotta say, since I switch out my chair, I got I had a gaming chair and I got it thinking, oh, it'd be a lot more comfortable than my old-fashioned desk chair. Wrong. It hurt my back, so I switched it out. My back doesn't hurt as much sitting here, and I don't get as tired, but it's still tiring. I know there's a whole debate saying what's more demanding, streaming or having a typical job. Uh, I will say they both have things that are physically demanding. I mean, I worked outside for 20 years uh, in a physically demanding job, and cross your fingers. Yep, I thought that would happen. Uh, uh, it's a good thing we had to come here anyway. But as compared to streaming, uh, my back hurts a lot. Uh, uh, I don't think this is. Mm, I think we need that much. And because you're, I don't have a standing desk. If I had a standing desk where I can use like I think I've seen them on Amazon where you got desks that you can lift up to a standing desk and bring down to like a normal desk. If I had one of those, that would be really good. But uh, I don't. I got a normal desk, and I think that is something in the future I would like to get because that will help. Like changing positions throughout the day would be a good thing, especially when you're sitting here for a long time playing a game like Minecraft or any game really, or you're sitting here just doing a chatting stream. To be able to stand up, move around, stretch your legs, that kind of stuff would be a lot more healthier. And these are the things I've learned since I started doing this that I've come to appreciate about people who stream for an extended period of time. Like I don't know how VTubers do it. I know they have to be a lot more expressive than your typical streamer in order to for the model to work right. or basically the the lip flaps to match up. They have to talk with a extenuating or amplified way. Sort of like what I'm doing right now. I am literally making my lips move to form the words I am saying to the extreme. If I was using a Vtuber model, the lips, the flapping of the lips should match up. That is very tiring. Okay. Make this work. But considering what the VTubers have to do, please all stay up here. I'll stay up here. Sit down. And I learned to respect streamers a lot more, and the physical demands that I wasn't aware of, which makes me appreciate VTubers more because they have to be more emote than your typical streamer, as far as, and they have to to do all the toggles and stuff like that. That is very impressive, in my opinion. I mean, they have to be quick reacting to, say something and toggle a face to make it funny. Because they realize what they say is maybe a little off color or yabe. Oh, like. What? The hell? All right. And believe it or not, playing games for an extended period of time, and I don't say this is work, but as far as like playing Minecraft or any games, okay, as long as you like the game, it's not work. I don't care what people say, it's not work. All right. It only becomes work if you don't enjoy playing the game. All right, and that's the reason why I selected the games I selected. Really wish that Dragon Age and Cyberpunk would work, but oh well. And to be entertaining while doing that, like some streamers, especially VTubers, because that's who I mostly watch. I got into Minecraft because I watched VTubers play Minecraft. And there's some other games I've seen. Was it Iron Mouse or Project Melody that played Cyberpunk? I think it was Project Melody. She was making a lot of dick jokes, so I'm pretty sure it was Project Melody. And in watching someone else play a game, you can decide whether you want to play it yourself or you just enjoy watching someone play that game. Sort of like Rust or Daisy. That's not my type of game. I am not into MMOs or looter shooters where you have to fight other players. It's not. No, it's just not my thing. I don't find it fun. Yes, I've tried. I just don't find it fun. Uh, but watching other people do it, it's fun. I like watch. It's entertaining. Uh, it's like I watch Sir Winter for Rust, and I watch Demolition Man for DayZ. All right. Thank you. Do I have more? Yeah. That was stupid. That was so dumb. I'm dead. Yeah, yeah. Crouching would help. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not playing on hardcore. Not that I ever will, but jeez. I was thinking of something I wanted to say, but since it's about to turn tonight, we'll sleep. And I was thinking about that, not realizing, hey, maybe you should crouch. uh, and that's how I get into. The games I have. Question: I watch someone who I already find entertaining. Like Elder Scrolls 3, I watched Iron Mouse and Sea Dog VA play it. Who else did I watch play it? I think there was an independent VTuber who was watching. He played Elder. Everybody played Elder Scrolls 3. I think I watched Nanners play it. By the way, I don't consider people who sign with Mythic independent. They're part of a corporation, by the way. I don't consider them truly independent VTubers. If you're signed with Mythic, you're corporate. Uh, it just no, it's right there. It, it's been such a long time, and I watched it infrequently. Watched it infrequently, so I can't remember who it was. But I've seen corporate VTubers play Elder Scrolls. Uh, I have seen people uh, VTubers play. Was it Dead Rising, Red Dog Redemption, Fallout, all these games, and I've watched. I'm entertained by them playing it, but I watched like Fallout. No, you won't see me playing it. It doesn't interest me. I don't like the setting for the game. So, not saying it's a bad game. If I said if it was a bad game, I'll probably have people coming after me. But it's just the setting of the game itself doesn't interest me. Okay, nuclear apocalypse. Oh, Jesus, of course. Let's go take care of our guests. Oh, maybe we can take care of our guests from here. Ah, how do you like that one? Oh, oh, look at that. Oh, I lost them. Can you hit the flag guy from here? Yeah. Hopefully, I don't get to curse. Yeah, I got to curse, but that's not a big deal. We got cows over there. We can get a bucket of milk and get rid of it. Not that I'm worried about it. And I think that's the best way to decide whether you like, if you want to play a game. It's watch someone else play it. I think that's a better. Whatever. better review, better thing to do than watch someone do a review. Because then you're actually seeing the gameplay, you're seeing their reaction, you're getting the full quote unquote experience of the game by watching someone else play it. Comparative speaking, where someone does a review, you get little snippets of it and that kind of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just no, you're not getting the true full experience of someone playing the game. That's scary. Yep, there it is. I also have to get water. If I had water, I would try to do the water bucket clutch, but those are slabs down there, and it wouldn't matter anyway. And that's kind of how I decide what game I'm gonna play. I mean, long time I would just go to a video game store and see a title, look at the cover art, and maybe look at the back and see pictures of the gameplay, and then make a choice. That's how I decided on Mass Effect 2 and Dragon Age 2, was just looking at the box art. I learned real fast you don't ask other people's opinion about what's a good game. Because they'll tell you their personal favorites, and you're kind of like going, okay, well, I'll give it a try. And it wasn't what I thought it was. Because I went to a GameStop or something like that, and I said, hey, I'm looking. So what kind of games do you want? I don't like Mass Effect, Dragon Age. And they gave me Dead Horizon, or what was it? No, it was that space game. What was the space game? They had the zombie-like creatures. Oh my God. Dead Space? That's it, Dead Space. Nothing like Mass Effect or Dragon Age. I hate to tell you. It was basically a zombie thing. I played all the way through it. I think I only played through it once. Because, I paid for it. At least I'm going to play it to completion. Alright, now let's remember to crouch. Alright. We're going to go. Ready? Alright. But you'd be surprised of how much influence someone has and they don't play in a game. I mean, I didn't really get into Minecraft. I mean, I knew about Minecraft, but my interest in it wasn't until I watched Vtubers play. Then I'm like going, oh, it looks kind of fun, but I don't really know if it's for me. And I figure I'll give it a chance. And that's the first time I downloaded a game too. Typically, I used to get physical copies, but I took a risk on Minecraft, and it turned out I actually do enjoy it a lot. Once I learned how to play it the way I want to play it. I mean, there's some people who wouldn't appreciate me making a series because I'm cheating. Your purists will have a problem with this series because I'm cheating. But the way I look at it, that's their problem, not mine. Just like some people, it's like last night after my friend's show, an old friend came on, and we sat there and talked to like 4 o'clock in the morning my time, because we haven't sit there and just gab, just sitting there making each other laugh and all that stuff, catching up, and we had a good time. Which much of it was needed, but it's like he wouldn't understand. He doesn't understand Minecraft, so I don't know if he even played it. He pretty much let it be known that chances of him going to see the Minecraft movie is practically nil. But fine. It's like I saw it, not because I'm a fan of the game. I was like, I want to know why everybody was talking about chicken jockeys, and I don't know why, and it's dumb. And it's like, okay, stop it. I'm doing this right. Or is it because I'm crouched? I think that's yeah, it was because I'm crouched. But it's everybody has their thing that they like. I happen to enjoy playing Minecraft, plus other games. I mean, I don't play Minecraft exclusively. Okay, I'm not one of those people. You son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. How many times am I going to do that? And it goes back to taste. I mean, I don't watch a lot more than I thought of independent VTubers, but there's people who won't watch a corporate VTuber because they're corporate. I'm like going, okay, no, that's your decision. Okay. But at the same token, you don't know what you're missing out on. Okay. Okay, be smart. There we go. I mean, like I used to tell my kids, how do you know you don't like something till you give it a try? And if you try it and you don't like it, so be it. Don't say you hate something without trying it first. I'm willing to watch anybody at least once. No. And if I don't like it, I don't like what they do, then guess what? I won't watch them no more. I'm not, unless they do something where I find repugnant, and that's very rare, by the way. I'm not someone that goes crazy every time someone does something I find objectionable. But if I actually find it repugnant, I will say something. And you can pretty much guess who I'm talking about. God knows I brought him up a times. That people probably wish I would stop. But it's like I don't have anything against any independent VTubers or basically any kind of content creator, unless you give me a reason to. Good example, the Son Piker. I don't fucking care. I don't. He can prattle on with his stuff as much as he wants. It doesn't affect me the slightest because I won't allow it. That he talks politics, and I don't really particularly care about people talking about politics. It's not my thing, and there at a certain time in my life, maybe it would be, but I don't need the stress. So all those people going nuts over Hassan Piker, do your thing. If it makes you happy, so be it. I don't watch it. So like I do like watching Aspen Gold, some Tech Tome videos, but when they talk about Hassan Piker, I don't watch it because I really don't care. I'm not interested. I don't find it interesting. Okay. If I watch one video from like uh, Yasmin Gold, Tech Tone talking about Hassan Piker, I pretty much get the gist of it. I don't need to watch 15 other videos going over the same subject. Sort of like, who's that? Who's doing the Johnny Somali stuff? Not Legal Eagle. Uh, what's his name? Well, he's covering the Johnny Somali stuff. And he had, since he's an international lawyer, he's very aware of Korean law, and basically he does a lot of law work in Asia, and he's very aware of their laws. He's not an expert by any means, but he has contacts with people who can, tell him what the law is. But after like the third time of him going over it, I'm good. I don't need to see a stream daily about it. I'll watch it again when Somali goes to trial, just to find out what happened. But all the stuff leading up to it, I'm good. I get it. He's a dumbass. I think I will have. Yes, I like to do at least 2 layers on my mob farm. But it's sort of like any kind of drama, whether it be VTuber or other content creators or stuff. 2 or 3 videos, I'm good. I don't really need to hear you prattle on for another 5 or 6 about it because you're not really adding anything. That's why I'm trying to. That's why I limit myself to 3 on Cinder. And I did it in such a way where people can see my research. I really want to get fan reaction, Cinder's fans, and get their viewpoint, because that's what's missing a lot of times when these type of dramas, especially in the VTuber sphere. The fans don't really get a way to get their voice out there to be heard, and I wanted to give that opportunity. Yeah, granted, being a small content creator, but it's better than nothing. Not just being honest. And because I feel that was important, that the Cinder fans can make their voice, and hopefully that those voices can reach Cinder. That was the point. And then to do a video about my conclusions, how I felt, what I felt my investigation into it led to, which is basically Cinder didn't really do anything wrong. I will sit and that she is just as much as a victim of Redacted as Bao Shalili Nanolis was, and the whole situation is high school drama. It's not everybody's making it out to be this great horrible thing. And it isn't. It's just high school drama. And just remember my criteria of something being truly horrible. Nobody was murdered. Nobody's career was actually in danger. And nobody was stealing money from somebody else. All of this stuff was inconsequential. And that is being blown up to be this big, massive thing because no, people want to farm the content for it, farm content out of the whole situation. And that's atypical in any drama situation. Regretfully, that's regrettable, but that's been the way of the internet and YouTube ever since the early days with Drama Alert and all that stuff. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. It's not going to change. It still attracts a lot of people to watch. My biggest videos is about Cinder. And that's the reason why I'm going to do a compilation video of my streams. One, those streams are very long. I mean, we're talking 2 to 3 streams. 2 of the streams are about 3 hours. What am I doing? And to expect people are just going to sit there and watch a 3-hour stream is a little ridiculous. But like I said, the most viewed videos I have is Cinder, followed by Tectone talking about Vtuber corporations, which he was completely and totally wrong about. And follow that by the Nox Taku stuff. Me talking about VTubers, people like, apparently. I guess listening to an old man talking about stuff that people don't think an old man should like is entertaining. Okay, I don't know. People, I mean, hopefully, the people in the Cinder community, I don't want to say like, because there's nothing to like about the whole situation. But hopefully they appreciate me trying to be as neutral. Well, I was neutral because I'm not a Cinder fan. I wasn't before, and I could go back and watch her content, but I'm more interested in seeing if she's going to return. And like I said, and I don't mean to make anybody upset or depressed or anything like that. We don't know if she's going to come back. Okay, hopefully for the fans of Cinder, she does return, because y'all found her very entertaining for the reasons that you do, and I want you to have your Oshi back. It's going to be difficult for her. Hopefully that you all understand that, and that you give her, that you be patient and be understanding if she decides just to post one day on X saying, hey, I am going to graduate. And because the other possibility for Cinder, which I didn't bring up, is to rebrand. know, leave all this negative stigma behind that the name of Cinder brings, and just rebrand as something else. And no, you did it once before, you can do it again. And hopefully people will find her if she does decide to go that route and leave the past behind. It's still going to be difficult as hell, but I believe that she can do it if she, as long as she can work out her issues. I mean, I get that from what people have said, she has an anxiety problem. I think it's more, I think her main issue was the imposter syndrome, that she doesn't really believe that she deserved the success that she had. And she has low self-esteem, which, you know, it correlates with the anxiety problem type thing. But I still think she could come back, whether she comes back as Cinder or a new identity. I think she can come back and eventually be able to move beyond all this bullshit. And I know that Pyro Pups, is that, I think that's the correct name of the fan base, have this big thing against Shy Lily. I suggest y'all let it go, to be honest with you, because it's not really helping Cinder, put it bluntly. I'm not saying that because I'm not a big fan of Shy Lily. I do find her content entertaining. I've never made a secret about that. And I understand why the Power Pups have a problem with her. But like I said, I suggest you just let it go. Because I don't think it's a battle y'all can win. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I really don't think it's a battle y'all can win. And you're not helping the situation. I would just be constantly sending messages of support to Cinder, whether it's just making a post on X telling how much you care about her, that you look forward to her return, and that kind of stuff. But attacking other VTubers, is not helping. I'm not saying that you're doing it, but I can see it happening. Because that can happen in any fan base. Any fan base. I mean, Celine got attacked by Niji Sanji fans. Okay. They still attack her today. Doki Bird still gets attacked by Niji Sanji fans. There's nothing she can do about it. So her solution, ignore them. No, it's not worth the brain power to think about negative thoughts by people who really don't matter. Because if they did matter, they would be taking what happened and what's going on with Niji Sanji and going to Niji Sanji going, what the fuck? Seriously, we're fans, but we don't want to constantly have to defend our fandom because you do fucked up shit all the time. You make fucked up decisions with your talent. Can you stop? Because we don't want to defend you every 15 minutes because, of your bad business decisions. Because I'm really curious about what's going to happen with Twisty. If they're going to come out with like a bullet point thing saying this is she did this, that, and the other thing, and that's the reason why we're terminating her. Because they really can't. Because she was the whistleblower on the Aster thing, at least one of them, and if they terminate her, it's going to look god awful. It will be god awful. Because the only reason they can come up with terminating her, about this been bothering me a while, is because she let out company, quote unquote, company secrets. I think this is all I'm going to need. And it's kind of true because she leaked the information about Aster, but she tried to go through the company and it didn't do anything, so she went public with it, and as a result, hopefully something's being done. Because the investigation has been going on for 3 months. I mean, granted, I think the Mr. Beast investigation went on for 5 months, I believe. I gotta get that horse eventually. And so, but with but you know, if it takes that long to find out the truth, so as long as an actual investigation is going on, and given Niji Sanji's reputation, people are questioning if there's even an investigation going on, or they're trying to wait till it blows over. Because they keep on rescheduling Aster's cooking stream. So instead of simply saying it's not going to happen, I mean, it was supposed to happen at Christmas, but here we are. You know, what other VTubing stuff I can go over? There is the fact that Hololive is doing another concert here in the U.S. I think it's going to be at Radio City Music Hall, which, nice. People are trying to get pumped up about it. It's not, and they have I think Ina, Beju, and who else? Iris is going to do the Hololive night at Dodger Stadium, which, after last year, and how hype everybody got after the Dodgers won, and it's like, oh, Gura is the good luck charm, and now Gura is no longer with Hololive. What I'm trying to get at is that the excitement about Hololive events aren't the same. You know what I'm saying? with all the graduations, and regardless if it was Gura or Mume, Fauna, the lack of excitement about the events that Hololive is putting on, I always like to read. Just in case I have to come up here. No, I'm. Oh, whoa, stop. I forgot something. I gotta light that up. That would have been very bad. It's with all the graduation. It even with even with the Japanese members graduating, and how many happen over a short period of time, the whole the hype surrounding Hololive is kind of died off. No, it's not this. It doesn't have the same feel as it did in the past, and it is because of the whole differences with management, blah 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 stuff. Hmm. And that's very telling. I mean, there's not a lot of people are like getting all hyped up for it. And I mean, the level of excitement that was there, I don't know. I don't want to say last year because there was, well, some level of excitement. Yeah, I can't put it over there. Like, is this going to be good? Whoa. That's not good. But, okay. That would have been bad. But, hey, is this too loud for y'all? Let me know. But, there we are. I mean, even there's been the breath of excitement or anticipation of things that Hololive used to do is And I don't feel it anymore. Okay. It's not necessarily that they have done something wrong, but it's more along the lines that it's concerning about the position they took and the reaction that the talent had. And it's not, I'm not one of those going to say, oh, they're doing the same thing as Niji Sanji. No. But to lose major talent like Shion, like Fauna, like Nume, and mostly Gargura is telling signs that there is a serious problem with what's going on in Hololive. And that for whatever reason, fans want things to stay the same. No, put it right there. And just like any other fandom, when change happens, depending on the change, by the way, because there's good changes. If the fans feel like they're being treated like they're not important, well, they're not going to hang around for very long. I'm cheating. This is another feature of World Edit. But let me do something first. Standing right by the mob farm so you can hear what I'm saying. I don't feel like shouting. I'm going to cheat. This is works. Okay. So we can create a platform in but and that was my concern. Now you see why I didn't build over my base. Look at the dark area. I'm sure there's going to be mobs waiting for me. And that's why I kind of picked this area. Because it's the island. The water I'm not worried about. It's the island. Island I can light up and prevent mobs from spawning there. Or else, because this will also be a mob farm here. But there we go. And even if you did it with like a light source, like see, this is when I did it. Even if you did it with a light source, you'll still have this big, massive shadow here. Because for whatever reason, if you did it all in glowstone, it still has the shadow. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I could do this too. It's fine. Whatever. I never seen that before, but okay. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm kind of concentrating on what I'm doing here. I don't know why I have to concentrate by putting torches down, but for some reason I always do. Whoa. And this also will help with the mob farm. I just didn't want to go back and forth to my base to get more coal and all that. More torches. Alright. There's an easy way to do this. I can get it. Let it all burn! 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 Because I feel bad. So the truth is, the first time this reminds me of the first time I cleared out a jungle. This was the method. Let it all burn. Oh, I know this is stimulating. Sorry. But this is the only quickest way I know how to get these out of here with the mobs. Oopsie. You should have just stayed out there. The vines make it difficult. Because I don't want to do the whole use world edit to remove. Um, I don't even have a good axe. Of course, there's a thunderstorm. Don't know what happened. I don't know why the stream stopped. It should be back up. Yeah, it's back up now. Yeah, it's back up. Don't know why it did that. Oh, quiet. And there we go. See, that will give us enough space. But I wanted to, like I said, make it look like a floating island. And I'm gonna have to look at some pictures to, like some sci-fi pictures to get a style I would like. I mean, I don't want to just do stone, cobblestone, inside that kind of stuff. I might kind of want to make it look futuristic, and that room may require taking down some uh, ocean monuments, get the sea lanterns. Or in order to do that, I'm going to have to get a trident. So right now, that platform being up there is more along the lines of the future mega build. But right now, it's more along to get storage going. So I can clear these chests out here and be able to work on my house and everything like that. But first things first, we're going to have to set up. Last. I'm going to need a lot of torches. This is the reason why we got a lot of coal. I don't have enough as much as I want. Unless I have more in my backpack. A little bit more in my backpack. Yeah. And that should be enough. We'll have to go on a little adventure to get more coal. Yeah, yeah. Meow, meow. Rough. Meow. Rough. All right, let's go. I don't get why this is. Didn't make no sense. This is. This is Stony Shore. But this is jungle. The Stony Shore doesn't necessarily mean snow. Lukewarm ocean. Oh, why I use bamboo? I like how it's the sound when I walk. Oh, I know it's fun just sitting here watching me put torches down. This is lovely. It's nonstop excitement. I tell you what. I mean, the easy way would be just change all the quartz to like a lighting source. I don't want to do that because I think it looks ugly. I mean, and that's going too far with the cheating. I feel, yeah, the whole creating a platform out of quartz brick and not sitting there doing the calculations on how to make a perfect circle is kind of extreme cheating. But the way I look at it is I don't really want to spend that much time doing it. I mean, I'm dedicated, but I'm not that dedicated. You know? Just be happy I'm walking around putting torches down manually and not in creative mode. Because this would go a lot faster in creative mode, I can tell you that much right now. And a lot cheaper. I only have to use pretty much all my coal to do this. Because this will be all storage. And eventually I will have sea lanterns where these torches are. And it'll be done in such a way where it'll be in a nice grid pattern. I mean, there's another way I could do this, and I'll show you here in a minute. Because I can undo the edit. But let me get these torches down. I may not have enough torches. I'm pretty sure I don't have enough torches. I mean, I know like some of you are sitting here going, he's telling us cheating, he's making these platforms and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I no time lapse, well, mostly because I can't do time lapse. But the whole thought is that to get to the gameplay I want to get to, I do a little bit of shortcutting, cheating, if you wish. But there's times when I won't cheat, like putting torches down. No. Because it'd be just the same if I had like sea lanterns. I would have to go around and break blocks and all that stuff. And doing it this way is kind of a little satisfying, you know, putting the torches down like this. Because I get the sense of the scale. Because sometimes you don't get the sense of the scale. Yeah. Okay. Right. And we'll walk right in the middle of all the light source. The main thing is to get it lit up around the mob spawner. Because I don't want to be sitting there killing mobs and have one of these guys come along and just ruin my day. Like one of them. Ruff. Ruff. Chirp. What time is it? Oh, almost midnight. All right. I'm going to call it there. So, if you joined the stream, I appreciate it. Thanks to Ben10 Elite for your comment in chat. If you like the content, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment if you so desire. If you have any interesting subjects you want me to cover, once again, leave in the comments, or just follow me on Twitter. You can contact me. My DMs are open to legitimate messages. I've gotten some interesting ones, but I do appreciate you all being here tonight. Hopefully, you found this entertaining, and hear my viewpoints on VTubing. Tomorrow, I am definitely not going to stream. I'm going to put forth the effort to edit that Cinder video and get it up. And also, my Minecraft video. Mostly, this stream was so I can also do the Minecraft video because I want to end on exploring the ancient city. And I may have to do some off-stream stuff where or like some cutaway moments in the ancient city, the plains, and that kind of stuff. So when I come back to stream this again on Sunday, we may not be in this exact position. All right. I will see you Sunday, and y'all be good to each other. Take care.